Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some League of Legends, a Platinum 4 ranked game, so I hope you'll enjoy this. Let me just go ahead and get into it. This is the newest patch, I think it's 6.13. So I've already done a couple of games. I think Nami has been the only champ that I've played so far. I've just played a few games. And I like it. I think Nami is extremely strong in this patch. As I've said before, I don't like that they release a new skin of her, because that means that a lot of people are going to want to play her. And that means I won't get to play her as much. So I like my River Nami skin. I like how she sings when she backs. So, I mean, it's a cool new skin, the one they released, but at the same time, I just want to be able to play Nami, and I'm afraid this is going to get more people to pick her. Now, if they do pick Nami, I think Soraka is probably the play. I think that Coin benefits her tremendously, having that extra cooldown reduction. And she already liked Coin anyways. She's one of the few supports that just naturally built Coin. And now it's even tankier, and gives her Point Runner, which lets her run around towers more often. So, and I think Roanonomicon is still popular. Pretty popular, but I don't know. I mean, I think that Soraka is still a really good counter to Nami. Now, I haven't even honestly seen this champion yet. I don't even know what he does. I've just heard everyone say that he's really bad. So I have no idea what that champion does. So I don't feel real confident in that person picking that, but that's not enough for me to dodge. Like, I need to see... Usually with dodges, it needs to be at least a couple of things, because as we've seen in the last few games, I've just seen, I mean, top can just feed, and mid can feed, and we can win anyways. So I'm not really that worried if this person doesn't have the greatest score, or this is like a non-meta champion, that's fine. I think I'm gonna ban Irelia if they don't tell me anybody. Okay, we'll ban Swain then. So I really like Nami into basically every matchup now. The only one that's kind of questionable is Braum. But she's okay into Braum. It's not great. I like Tahm Kench into Braum. It just depends. The one problem with Tahm Kench, as I've said before, is they tried to disguise this like it was a buff, what he was getting, but I mean, it's a push. Like, yes, he gets more mobility, and that's good, but he's going to do less damage, which he didn't pick it for his damage anyways, but he's going to have a lot less sustain in lane, because all of the damage is not going to his gray skin. So the gray skin will replenish more of his HP as a percentage of the gray skin, but 100% of the damage does not become gray skin. And his shield doesn't last as long, so it only lasts 3 seconds instead of 6. So I think it's a nerf to Tahm, unfortunately, and I really love Tahm Kench, but... Okay, Thresh. Nami's extremely good into Thresh. Not as good versus Fizz, but we'll just see. I mean, Tahm Kench is good versus Fizz, because you can, if you eat them, then the fish will fall off. I'm pretty sure. So Tahm Kench is very anti-assassin. It's very good versus assassins. I like it more than Zillion because it's a much lower cooldown, and they just don't take all the damage. So that's another assassin. And they kind of need a tank support. Okay, I can eat people out of a Yasuo. These are 3 assassins that can kill Nami really easily. I think it is a Tahm Kench game. Alright, we'll try him out.
Call me king, call me demon. Water forgets the names of the drowned.
haven't tried Tahm Kench and Thresh. I imagine it's good. I mean, if they hook somebody, you just eat them. And that's not a lot of pressure in the lane early on, so that's pretty good. Now I can get the coin, and that will help with the health problem. It will give me more regeneration. We need speed up to help get Zen into the fight so he can initiate. I don't know what this person does. I assume they're probably really mobile because that's every champion that Riot releases these days. For the most part. Jin's obviously not mobile, so there are some exceptions to that, but Tahm no MR. Looks pretty good. Move speed, cooldown. Yep. And then the Alistar, which is really just Tahm now. Okay, so we'll try out new Tahm. He is going to be a lot faster on the rotations, so that's really nice for catching people out. So we'll see. But yeah, if they have a lot of assassins, Nami's just not really good into that. Like, she's a great lane bully, and she goes really, really well with Jhin. But yeah, we just needed more tank, as people said. I mean, we really just need people to save people from Jhin. Like, Tahm is so good against Rengar. If they try to jump on somebody, you just eat them if they're close by. Same thing with Fizz. So we're going to have to build a lot of tanky items. Now the thing is, his health, the health item, obviously gives a lot of health. So that's really good on Tahm because you get double health because you get the, he just scales very well with health. So that's kind of problematic that it makes me want to get that, the health item. But at the same time, cooldown reduction is exceptionally good on him because all of his moves, or at least his core move, his W, has a very long cooldown to start with. And that's pretty much that's what he's all about. Alright, so I think I'm going to try out Coin. And I'm going to go for Refillable, get a little greedy because Thresh isn't that aggressive early on. Now, let me see this.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay, so it can stack and deal up to 21 extra damage when you start hitting them, so that can be really nice. I'm going to go ahead and ward over this bush here.
I prefer to know when my next meal approaches.
So that's good. I don't think they changed his W at all, really. His tongue, I think, is the same. It's really just his E and his ult. So let's see. Okay, so it only channels for 6 seconds. That's not a huge move.
Minions have spawned.
So it doesn't say it has the delay anymore, so it might just be like almost instantaneous. I hope this Zen doesn't like overlap me and I accidentally eat the Zen. That's just can be really annoying. However, this has a much lower cooldown, so I can actually spam it. Is he just holding a smite for red, I guess? I don't know. I thought it was better just to use it to get the buff. But I'm not a jungler, so I don't know. Oh, that costs a lot more mana? No, it's always costing 90. Okay, that's fine. This will also give him some mana regen a little bit more, so he can spam Tongue Lash in lane a little bit easier. So I definitely want Frozen Heart, like 100% this game. Now, if they hook him, it's not a huge deal. I'll just eat him. I definitely want Frozen Heart. I probably want Locket, but Mikhail's might be even better. Whoa, didn't hit anybody, huh? I kind of want a Fairy Charm early. I mean, if he hooks somebody, I don't really care. I'm just gonna eat him. This Jin's not that great. He would have W'd right there if he was a solid Jin, but that's okay. We can work around it. Tahm, I think, was having a good game. That's one good thing with Tahm is... Okay, I think this has to be a gank, right? Okay, that's good. Dang, he did a lot more damage to me than I thought he was going to do. So it ended up being a flash for a flash. I just wasn't respecting Ezreal's damage. And I don't have Grayskin yet, so... be a little more cautious. That was almost really good. We just didn't quite have the damage to finish it off. I should have just run after I ate him and tongued him. Alright, so they're doing very well top. I mean, that is something that's a benefit, though. If you play weird champs that aren't meta, like whoever that person is right now, I honestly don't even know their name. Talisa or something like that. Honestly thought we were getting ganked there by Rengar. Like, that's why Thresh was going up that far. But we weren't. Is that you can catch people off guard if you play weird champs. So that is one benefit. Now, what? How did he... Oh my gosh. The Tongue Lash doesn't do a lot early on. But it does as you level it up. So it becomes a very mana efficient form of poke. Once you get a few levels in it. It's not really going to matter if he hooks them, I'm just going to eat him. Just have to watch out for the easy hooks. Once again, Tahm is not a lane dominant champion. That's just not his game. He's a good ganker. He's going to be very good with Lee. Or Zen. He's going to be very good against Rengar. You really pick him against certain matchups. You don't pick him for team synergy. You pick him to counter enemies. Most notably enemy assassins. That's why you pick him. He's not just a play him every game kind of character. He's a very specific pocket pick that I have for certain matchups. Okay, so they're doing very well. So we don't really have to dominate this game. You know, that's the thing. We just have to not die at this point. Like, it's good to dominate, but we don't need to feel like, oh, we're behind, so we have to start doing crazy stuff down here because we're behind. We're not even really that far behind. We're only 3 CS back, even though it feels like we've been getting dominated this whole time, and it's pushing towards us. So if Jin gets most of these under tower, we're not even behind. Thresh doesn't have Ignite, does he? He does have Ignite. Yeah, he should just back up. Thresh could have almost literally just ignited him right there. I'm going to block him. Okay. I think Thresh has Ignite. I don't think he used it before. What I was going to say, yeah, just don't feel like you have to do something crazy just because you're behind, or even think that you're behind, because what really matters is kills and CS. It doesn't matter what else has been going on in the lane, really, when it comes down to it. So the fact of the matter is, Jin was basically even on CS despite us looking like we're losing most of this. So, it's fine. I want to make sure I get the experience for that, and now I can try to Tongue Lash. And yeah, I stopped one of them from backing. Okay, yeah, Thresher's not gonna get to back.
I refuse to succumb to culinary degradation. All shall drown in my back.
Always want to stop him from backing if it's safe to do so. Yeah. So now Thresh is back on items.
An enemy has been slain.
And he's got a choice. Either he can go back now and leave Easy alone. No, it's actually kind of bad. I need to get out of that. Oh, yeah, that was really bad. I shouldn't have done that. I didn't think I was going to be in range. It's like a max range hook. Yeah, it was really bad. So I should have definitely let that go.
Everyone ends downriver eventually.
Yeah, they did upgrade the range quite a lot.
An ally has been slain.
A depth of flavor is what I covet.
Yeah, that's really sweet. That's a lot faster. Okay. We should be able to do this.
Gluttony is in the only real sin is to deny.
Wow, that gray skin goes back really quickly. Dang it, I'm probably gonna die. Maybe not. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's gonna be really bad. I'm just gonna try to get out of here. Dang it. Yeah, it's really bad. It's not my greatest game. Yeah, I do not like this new Tahm Kench at all. I take a lot of damage. I take a lot more damage than I used to. I mean, the new ultimate's cool, but I've taken so much damage, and it just wears off so quickly. Like, it says 3 seconds, but it wears off really, really quickly. I don't think it goes up if you level it up either. I don't think it just increases how much you get back. It doesn't. It might increase how much you, some other stats, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this so far at all. And yeah, a lot of this I've just been out of position, and that's a part of it, but I just don't feel nearly as tanky as I was also. So I could have, I'm trying to think of what I could have done there. I could have Landed some tongues a little bit better. Positioned myself a little bit better.
Nothing escapes hunger. I refuse to succumb.
So Ezreal was causing problems. And get out of there.
To covet is to starve.
Where's that? Oh, it's Rengar. No, 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 don't go over there. I should just... Well, I guess he is low enough. Or he would just get picked up by Rengar. How did he even get that low? I guess Rengar was around here or something. I don't really know. I should have probably been watching the screen better. So we just need to stop dying bottom. That's the bottom line. Is this Talia is doing great. What is her name? Yeah, Talia is doing awesome. So we just have to stop.
I have tastes that aren't easily pacified.
So I just need to build tanky and just stop dying. And protect Talia.
What I covet.
And Zen. Because they're the ones that are doing stuff. This Jen doesn't really know what's going on. I mean, I've died because it's my fault bottom. I'm not saying it's Jen's fault, but if you watch some of my other Nami games and stuff where we've had a Jen, you can see night and day differences between their play. But this guy just is playing really scared. He's passive. And I mean, yeah, we're behind, so he should be playing a little bit, you know, more passively.
All creation was born, famished, and starving. The only real sin is to never stops.
Oops. So this is one thing with Tahm Kench. If you have to rotate somewhere, then you can really leverage his ult if you end up in the middle. I think there's probably a ward right there. The way he's positioned like that. Okay, so Jin's basically going to get bottom for free, which is great. I didn't think my Tongue Lash would do that much damage.
Now we shall
Is Ahri coming? Nah, that's fine.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
bait. You can still cast a line and hope. Let us eat
Shut down.
Oh, nice. Cover this. I don't know what these zones are. I really need to look up Talia. She just hasn't really been in any games, so...
True appetite never wanes.
Okay, see, they're like raging at each other or something. If you don't rage, I'll guarantee you, like if you don't yell at people or ask for report or something like that, I'll guarantee that'll give you at least, I'm gonna say 3% more win.
We all go and die from time to time.
I'm gonna zone the Thresh off of that.
A depth of flavor. Used to succumb to culinary degradation.
turret has been destroyed.
Oh dang, well they're gonna kill them all for that I think, or at least one of them. Come on. Yeah, y'all got it. So this is not a great game for me. But that happens sometimes. Once again, I'm just not feeling tanky at all with Thresh. Like, this is a big difference. I don't know what they did. I mean, I do know a lot of what they did, but I don't think they nerfed his base stats. I don't know. This doesn't feel great. How much is Raptor? 900? I can't quite get that yet. I think I'm just going to go for Ninja Tappies, actually. That's kind of weird, but it blocks a little more damage, and frankly, I'm just dying a lot, so I need to stop. So I'm just going to get a little bit more tank. Yeah, I have the most deaths by quite a lot, so it's not good. So, you know, if you're behind, you're just not doing well in a game, just realize that. Just say, look, here's the deal, here's the situation. I'm not going to get down, I'm not going to get, you know, like, I'm a bad player, I'm not going to tilt. I'm just going to say, look, I've just made some mistakes, and I'm going to do what I can to stop. How strong is Yasuo? He seems like he does a lot of damage, but he is behind. He still has 3 kills, even though he has 7 deaths. He still has 3 kills, so gotta respect that. Okay, so we're at the phase in the game where I need to be... I think, you know what I think it is? I think I don't feel tanky because I got this coin item. That's what it is. Because I'm used to having, like, you know, 400 more health or something from the health item. And it's actually making a huge deal because I'm getting pretty close to getting out of these. Like, if I had 400 more health and I could have just flashed that last fight and popped my E, I think I would have been alive. So I think I'm just used to having that extra health. So maybe the health item is better, even though the coin is really nice now. Maybe for pure tanks, you really do just need that health item. This Tahm Kench just scales so well. The health also turns into more gray health. So I think that has a huge part of it. That has to be it. Because it just feels like I'm just not as healthy. Okay, they made it. Good. Oh, I needed to upgrade my sweeper too. I always forget that when I'm talking a lot and just kind of looking at new items. Or just thinking about my old items or whatever. I do have ult. I don't think anyone can stop that Talia bottom. I don't know what she does, but she seems to be killing a lot of people. Yeah, Jen just cannot hang with this Ezreal. It's just not using his abilities right. Whoa, this guy already has that item? I guess so. Oh, he flashed it. I was looking to eat him, but I think he flashed out of it, which is pretty nice. I need to be popping my pink also a lot more when I see the Rengar thing. Be a little bit more proactive with that. I could do something crazy like warp in behind him, but I'm not going to do that. If like Zen followed me behind him. Okay, well that'll work too.
All the world's a river, and I'm its king.
They don't have much wave clear at all. Yeah, Dragon's not up for another 45. I feel like we should get something.
Let us eat voraciously and overindulge.
Rampage. Shut down.
Should still be a 4-on-3, I think. And Rengar's top. Was he gonna burn to death? No, almost. So that's one thing about Tahm too, is people, if they just go a little crazy, you can back them out of stuff. I don't even know if you want to, like, you get a little bit of cooldown reduction. Oh gosh. I was trying to eat her, but obviously that didn't work out. Got CC. I'm not even sure if you want to upgrade his ult anymore, honestly. Ah, this Chen. I feel like there's something more he could have done there. That's okay though. Just a W, man. Just kill him with a W right now. Oh my gosh, if they do this... Wow. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Okay, well, whatever. W... Frozen Heart's good enough. I don't think we need a Frozen Fist, because they don't have a lot of, like, sustained pressure. It's like just Rengar burst. I need to be dropping these pinks more. It's kind of rusty, switching back and forth between games. Playing a lot of Total War and then coming back to League. Although I have been playing League more consistently lately, I'm just not doing well this game, just straight up. But I might still post it up. I mean, I think it's good to post games that you don't do well in also, just so you can kind of point out like what's going wrong. So they are collapsing on me. Yeah, Zen's around there. Or what's Yasuo's around there? Yeah. We got the Scuttle. We're still... it's about an even game. We can't get too comfortable. Who's strong? Talia's still really strong. Ari's getting strong. Zen is a monster. So we need to follow them around. Whoa. Are you kidding me? That clown got a double. I don't want them to get this free mid, though. They could get it versus me anyways, but hopefully they don't know where everyone else is and they get to be scared. Or not, and just evaporate me because I'm not tanky anymore. Gosh. So they just had, I mean, they had no vision of this because we just swept the vision. They just straight up were just like, nah, I think there's nobody there. I mean, I guess they could see him on top, but I don't know. I'm just not used to being this squishy. I really miss my health item desperately. I need to just get more health. I need to get a locket now. Yeah, I'm not a fan of coin on Tahm. You have to have that health. And I'm really missing the gray skin too. So we're probably gonna win anyways. I mean, maybe I won't post this one up. I don't know. I think it's good though. I'll post it just so you can kind of see like that I do struggle sometimes, and just how to deal with that. And I'm gonna warp here and hope that he runs. He's not. Like, okay, so I did save the tower. Okay, so now I'm finally getting a little tanky. So I just want to stall him. One more, baby. Yes. Alright.
You have slain an enemy.
Oh, that was actually, that was their easy. I forgot. I thought that was our easy.
A depth of flavor is what I covet.
Okay, so we're just keeping our head in the game. Let me see if this goes up. Okay, so it does go up to 75%, so you just have to put a lot of points in E before you get it, so it is entirely possible that you should max E, but I still don't think so. Because you need it early in the game. While you're in the laning phase.
Every heart has its own.
So that's one good thing about Tahm too, is if I'm behind, I can still be very relevant. Like I saved Zen there. Oh gosh. Okay, so Thresh has just lost his mind.
Nothing escapes hunger.
Kind of want this, but I really need the locket. Really need pinks though. This is just an awkward buy time. I just can't get anything. I have to get pinks.
Everyone
I have to have pinks.
Legendary.
now we shall recognize.
Let's just start kind of directing people. This is how I can contribute to the game, is just save people, direct people.
Legendary.
Okay, we get top then. I think we have better siege.
No true hunger.
There's just all the wards around here. Okay, we got one here. I'm not really that scared of Fizz right now. Probably should be, but I'm not. This one, yeah, we're just evaporating these towers with Zen. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, I'm blocked by some kind of wall. Okay, sweet. Okay, so I just want to grab anyone that hits. It's right there. I just wanted to make sure Yasuo didn't hit me with the ult. I think it still applies the damage from the ult, but it doesn't let them stack up any more damage while you're stunned in the air. So I'll do that. I'll post this one up. I think it was obviously a pretty bad individual game for me. I just got caught a lot, and I just am a lot less tanky than I thought I was going to be. Partially because I tried out this coin item, and I do not like this on Yasuo at all, or on Tahm Kench at all. Rather, yes, the cooldown reduction is nice, but it's just really awkward because I need more health. Like, there's just so many times when I just wish I had, 20% more health or whatever it was, because it also turns into grayskin. So yes, the grayskin nerf does hurt, but I mean, a lot of these times I was getting stun locked and dying before I even could activate a shield. So I just flat needed health, and I didn't have it. So so there's that. So always get the health item. The coin item, not good on Tahm Kench. Yeah, and I was just making positional errors, just getting caught by thresh hooks a lot. As Tahm, you don't want to get hit by CC. You never want to get hit by CC as anybody, but as Tahm especially, because you need to be there to bail other people out of CC. So if they ult with Yasuo or something like that, I need to be able to get people out of that ult. And if I am also CC'd, then I can't do that. So I need to be free to help other people get out of CC. So I was still very relevant. I mean, I made some key saves in that game. I probably saved at least somewhere between 3 to 5 lives, somewhere in there. So that's definitely relevant. So that almost makes me even KDA if you think about my effective, but still, I mean, it was a crappy game. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that, but I think it's, as I said, I think it's important to understand how to still win crappy games, because you're gonna have bad games. You can't always even play well every single game. You're just gonna have those games where you're just gonna mess up, and so you need to not go on tilt. Just constantly, just like I was doing, just think, okay, how can I contribute to the team? How can I win? What can I do? And so I made choices. I mean, I got Ninja Tabby instead. I mean, that's a really weird boot choice on Tahm. Usually you get Swifties or Mobies, but you know what? I just knew it just wasn't my game. I was getting caught a lot. People were, focusing me. So went ahead and got Ninja Tabbies. Everything else was pretty standard. Just the real mistake was getting this. It also hurt me at the end, as you saw, because I would have combined my Sightstone with the health item already, and it would have given me one more slot, which would have let me have another Ruby Crystal as well. I think near the end of the game. I'm not quite sure how that math works out, but I think that's how that would have worked out. So, and I think the health item might actually give you CDR also. I'm not sure. Either way, you need health on Tahm Kench, so get the health item. End of story. Other than that, what went on? So with Jen and Lane, I could see right away he was just getting bullied out. Like, he was just running from Tahm instead of trying to fight that. And we should have been able to fight that, because he should know I could get him out of the CC with my W. So he should have been, at least shooting them as he ran away. And there was that one time when I spit the guy out. He had a good move where he W'd him, but I feel like there was still some damage that was left on the table there that he could have done. He was just a very passive player, and maybe AD carry's not his main role. Maybe he's new to Gen. Maybe that's just how he rolls. I don't know. But if you go back and watch some of the other games that I've had where, I've had a Gen on my team, it has been, you can just see the night and day difference between gens. And that's not, I'm definitely not blaming the game on him at all. I made tons of mistakes myself. I want to be clear about that. But at the same time, I was kind of adapting. Like, I wasn't really going hyper aggressive with that gen. But I think, if you noticed, once the tower went down bottom, and it's a standard rotation, I rotated a middle. But not only and Tahm Kench is great at that, like I said in the game, because I've got that R ult, so I can threaten anywhere on the map when I'm in the middle. And they did expand his R range, so that's really good for that mid-game when the map opens up and you can make picks. And I made a pick and got Yasuo. I don't remember if we got any other. We definitely were in position to do good things with the ult, and we definitely got at least one kill on that Yasuo because of that. So that's good. So, we had to play with kind of a more passive Jhin, and that Talia and the Zen really did a lot of work that game. Oh, we did ult bot also, so we got to use the ult there, and we got a kill, and off of that kill we got a dragon. So that was pretty good, and that was the safe dragon where we didn't all die, I think. Maybe that was the dragon where we all died. I think that was actually the one we all died. I don't remember. But either way, we were able to make some plays. So I think the verdict on Tahm Kench in 6.13, still viable, still good. I just played him bad that game. I think that's the bottom line. And I think the major part of it was you have to get the health item. You can't get this new coin item. Like, it's cool. It seems like it would be a good idea. It's not. Tahm has to have health because he scales really well with it, first of all, off of both the gray skin and his damage on his auto attack. And second of all, you're just going to be taking a lot of damage because most of the time you're going to be eating other people, and so it's going to be removing other targets that could be soaking damage. And so that means you're going to be getting that damage that would have gone to them a lot of the time. So you need to have health to survive that. So, I mean, usually that's common sense. I said at the beginning I should probably get the health item. I was thinking about it, but I just wanted to try out the coin. Well, I tried it out, and it's really bad. So make sure you get the health item with Tahm Kench. I think the coin item is good on Nami. It would obviously be very good on Soraka. I think it can be really good on Thresh, because then you don't have to worry about trying to last hit with Thresh, which can be sort of awkward to try to last hit that cannon minion. Usually you have to get physical, like 80 runes, which is just not ideal on Thresh to begin with. Like, you want armor runes because he has such low base armor to begin with. You really need armor runes. And so if you have to get armor reds specifically, and so if you have to get physical damage in order to last hit minions, so that you can get those procs off of the health gold item, that really sets you pretty far back, I think. So, because you can't auto attack that much in lane. Like, you can some, but his range is pretty low, and it's very dangerous to try that a lot. So I think this is a good alternative for him. I think this talisman is very good. It gives him the armor that he needs. It gives him the speed up to help him engage. I think it's a great item on him. I think it's great on Soraka. I think it would be good on Alistar, probably. Alistar might need the health with the ult changes. I'm not sure. So I'm just kind of testing out this new coin item on a lot of people. And it's hit and miss. It's pretty good, but it's not good on Tahm Kench. So any champion that's going to be taking a lot of hits and really needs that combat effectiveness, you're definitely going to want to still go with the health item. Okay, I think that's it for this episode. Thresh, still not a great champion right now. He did make some plays. He had a better KDA than me for sure, but he just wasn't really that high impact. I mean, sort of. I just don't think Thresh is in a good spot right now. I think his base stats are just too low. Like, if they didn't have 3 potential assassins and I picked Nami, we probably would have crushed that lane. But I had to respect the assassins. But anyways, I'm still not a huge fan of Thresh. I wish he would come back. I was a decent Thresh player back in Season 3, I think, before I switched over to doing Zyra all the time. So I would like to see Thresh viable again. And it's really fun to watch competitive players play Thresh also. Like, he's one of my favorite champions to watch other people play, particularly Koreans, particularly Madlife, play Thresh. So he's a lot of fun from a broadcasting perspective too. So I do hope that they buff him some. I mean, I think he's been in the penalty box long enough. I mean, I know he was super viable for, like 2 or 3 years. He was like a tier 1, and so they had to nerf him out so other champions could have a chance. Well, I think other champions have had their chance. I think you can give him some buffs. All you have to do is just buff his base stats. Just give him a little more armor, a little more health, specifically a little more armor in lane, I think would be enough. I don't know what his base armor is right now, but just throw him a bone. Just throw him like 10 extra armor or something, and I think he would be very viable. He just gets bullied out of lane pretty easily by some of the top supports right now. So he's pretty underwhelming early in the game. I think they just did give him a buff actually on his W, so it shields based on, like your health rather than your AP or something like that. But realistically, you're not going to be dropping that. Like, maybe in a huge team fight you drop your shield, but it's usually the last thing that you max, and usually save it to save people, not to shield your team. So it's a buff, but not really a meaningful one. I mean, they just need to buff his base stats just a little bit. I mean, maybe just do something else with his souls. Like, maybe make them give you like CDR, or give you just empower his abilities in some other way directly, and don't have that give you armor anymore, and then just give him a normal support's armor. Like, I think that would be fine. The problem right now is that he's balanced around getting lots of souls for armor later in the game. But the problem is, later in the game, you're already going to have plenty of armor probably. Like, yes, it's still nice to have 75 armor or whatever from those souls, but you're probably going to have a frozen heart. At least a frozen heart. You might also have a ZZ or something if you need extra lane pressure. Like, there's a good chance you're already going to have, 100, 150 armor at a minimum later in the game, and you shouldn't really be getting hit that much anyways. You're the support. So yes, you're a tank, but I don't know. I feel like he just needs a little bit of love, and I feel like I understand the challenge of balancing around the scaling souls versus the base stats, and they don't want to make him out of line if you get an average amount of souls. But I mean, I don't know, Bard isn't out of line. Like, he still has, like, he gets buffs. He gets lots of cool interactive buffs that change the way that his abilities work based on how many of those little meeps that he collects. And that's part of his identity. He actually does quite a lot of damage if he gets enough meeps, but they're very dangerous to get. So I think they should take that philosophy and do a little bit more with Thresh. Like, just make the souls, and they've done this, disappear a little bit faster. Make the range on where you collect them, where you have to get a little bit closer. And just make them awesome sort of bonus abilities to your other abilities. I'm not sure exactly what those would be. Like, maybe more range on your W, for instance. So they took a lot of range off of his lantern. Maybe once you get 50 souls, they could give you back some range on your lantern, or they could give you a little more range on your hook, or maybe increase its width or something like that. Like, just do something fun with the ability that synergizes with the rest of your kit, and just take the armor out of it so that you can actually balance him to be a reasonable champ. Because right now you basically have to get 100 souls to even have the same base armor as someone else in the game, and it just feels like a chore. It's like, well, why do I need that many souls just to get something that I should have anyways? And if you're behind in a lane, then you're screwed, because you're not going to get enough souls. So, because they're going to be able to pressure you off of them. So I don't know, it's just like the reward feels like a chore right now, and it just feels like you're getting something that you should have gotten anyways with his souls. So I would like to see them rework it like the meeps and just modify your basic abilities. So that's my thoughts on the game. I know it's a Tahm Kench game, but I just saw Thresh in there, and I faced Thresh in the last few matches, and we just stomped him with Nami. I had a terrible game, and we still beat him this time. It was pretty much out of the support's control, although I did make some rotations and some pretty good calls, I think, and I saved a lot of people. See, Thresh has more assists than me, but I don't get an assist for saving people. So even though I directly saved like 5 lives, because no one actually died on those saves, I'm not going to get an assist for that. So realistically, I probably have closer to, at least 12 assists in this. But anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. What do you guys think in the comments? Just let me know. Do you think that Tahm Kench is still a good champ if you've been able to play him? What do you think about Thresh? Is he still viable? Is he still good? How would you change Thresh? How would you change Tahm Kench? I think as far as Kench goes, I like sort of what they're doing with him. I would let him get all of his gray skin. I would go to 100% gray skin again, and just maybe nerf the time that it can proc, so put it on a longer cooldown. So right now, or it used to be, whenever you got the gray skin, then you would just heal up all the way to full after however long it was, 6 seconds or something, and then you could immediately get gray skin again if you didn't pop the E. We'll put an internal cooldown on the healing as well. So just say something like if you get healing from Grayskin, you can't get any more healing from Grayskin for like 7 seconds or something. And then that way it gives you a little bit less sustain, but it's a more reliable shield, so that you're not just constantly sustaining health, but at the same time you have that emergency E button when you need it, which Thresh really needs it. And so I think that would be a good way to balance him. He's in an okay place right now. He's just a little more squishy and a little more mobile. So, like I said, I think he's in a good place. I just played really terribly this game. But I'm definitely going to play some more Thresh, or not Thresh, Tahm Kench into Assassins as counter picks. But what do you guys think? I'm curious. Is Thresh viable? Is Tahm Kench viable? Who would you think would be a decent counter to Nami, like I was talking about earlier in the video? I think Soraka's probably in a good place. But there's probably going to be a lot of Namis out there, I would imagine. She's kind of hard to play, but not really. So I suspect to see more of her. But anyways, thank you very much. That's going to be it for this episode. I hope you had a great time. Also had a great time, of course, broadcasting this for you, even though we had kind of a crappy game. We were able to pull it out. We were able to keep our heads straight, not freak out too much, not get too down on ourselves, and just figure out how we were able to help the team the best. And that's really all you can do when you're having a bad game. So I think this is hopefully a good example of how you can do that when you're feeding, when you're not having a good game, how you can turn it around and still be impactful. So thank you very much. If you enjoy the content in this video and others, you've watched a few videos, you think they're pretty interesting, please consider liking and subscribing. Like I always say, remember the subscriptions not only show your support, which I appreciate very much, and it also keeps you up to date when new videos come out, but it also shows other people how to find this channel. And that's the most important thing, is I don't have a lot of visibility out there right now because I'm still a relatively new channel. So if you subscribe, then other people are much more likely to see the channel, come in, and enjoy the same kind of content that you're enjoying right now, because there's just not a lot of great support content out there, I don't think. If you guys know some great support pages, let me know just in the comments, if some of these like main supports consistently post up commentary and like in-depth analysis, like Afromoo, or I haven't been keeping up with the NALCS too much. I'm not even sure if he's playing this. I assume he's still on CLG. But if there's just another support person that does similar videos, feel free to post them up. Like I have no problem listing other people, but I just know personally that for me it's hard to find the same kind of in-depth analysis for full games for support at a reasonable level. So that's what I try to provide for you guys. So help spread the word, help other people find this channel by subscribing and liking it. I really appreciate it, and so do they when they come in here and enjoy the same content. So thank you very much. I'll see you next episode, and have a wonderful evening.